Imagine spending almost 2 years of your life on social media. Sounds absurd, right? But statistics show that the average person will spend 5 years and 4 months of their life on social media. That's more time than we spend eating, socializing in person, or even learning. It's a shocking reality that we must confront. Let's delve a bit deeper into these startling numbers. When we say the average person, we're talking about an amalgamation of individuals from all walks of life, from the tech-savvy teenager to the grandmother who just discovered Facebook. Some of us might spend a few minutes a day scrolling through our feeds, while others might spend hours. But when we average it all out, it adds up to 5 years and 4 months over a lifetime. Now contrast this social media time with other activities. The same research shows that we spend only 3 years and 5 months eating and drinking, a little over a year socializing with friends, and a mere 1 year and 3 months learning something new. It's a staggering imbalance, isn't it? Think about it. We're spending more time staring at screens, consuming content from people we may not even know in real life, than we are on nourishing our bodies, nurturing our relationships, or expanding our minds. And remember, these are just averages. For every person who uses social media sparingly, there's another who's spending far more than the average amount of time. For some, social media isn't just a part of their life, it is their life. This isn't about demonizing social media. It's a tool, after all. It can connect us, inspire us, and educate us. But like any tool, it can be misused. And when we spend more of our lives on social media than engaging in real-world experiences, we have to ask ourselves, are we using the tool, or is the tool using us? With such staggering numbers, it's crucial to understand the impact this has on our lives. While social media brings us closer to people across the globe, it also has a detrimental effect on our mental health. Let's delve into the scientific side of things for a moment. Numerous studies have surfaced over the years, highlighting a disturbing correlation between social media usage and an increase in depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem. It's a world where people's lives are often presented as perfect, with carefully selected photos and posts depicting an idealized version of reality. This constant exposure to others' perfect lives can leave individuals feeling inadequate, fostering a harmful comparison culture that gnaws away at self-esteem. Social media also has a knack for amplifying feelings of social isolation. It's ironic, isn't it? Platforms intended to connect us can also make us feel more alone. You see, while we're busy scrolling through feeds, we're physically detached from real-world social interactions. This lack of genuine human connection can lead to feelings of loneliness and isolation, even when we're surrounded by a sea of virtual friends. Now let's talk about the phenomenon known as FOMO, or the fear of missing out. It's that unsettling feeling that everyone else is having more fun, or living a better life than you. Social media is a breeding ground for FOMO. You see others attending glamorous events, traveling to exotic locations, or simply hanging out with friends, and you can't help but feel like you're missing out. This constant fear can contribute to anxiety, creating a vicious cycle of logging in to avoid missing out, but feeling worse every time you do. It's important to remember that these platforms are designed to be addictive. They're built to keep us scrolling, liking, and sharing, often at the expense of our mental well-being. The effects of social media on our mental health are far-reaching and cannot be ignored. Next time you find yourself mindlessly scrolling, take a moment to consider the impact it's having on your mental health. It's time to break the cycle and take back control. Because your well-being matters more than any like, share, or comment ever could. Did you know that social media addiction is a recognized disorder? Yes, it's that serious. Now let's dive into the nitty-gritty of why social media platforms are so addictive. You see, they're not just designed to connect people. They're also engineered to keep users hooked, using a cocktail of techniques that play on our natural human instincts. Consider the concept of intermittent rewards. This is the same principle that makes slot machines so addictive. You never know when you're going to get a payoff, so you keep pulling the lever. Or, in the case of social media, you keep scrolling. You're always hoping for that next hit of dopamine, whether it's a like, a share, a comment, or a new follower. Each notification is a potential reward, and the unpredictability of it all keeps us coming back for more. And speaking of scrolling, let's talk about the infinite scroll feature. It's no coincidence that you can keep scrolling through your feed endlessly with no clear stopping point. This design tactic creates a seamless, uninterrupted experience that encourages you to keep going and going and going. You might tell yourself, just one more post, but before you know it, you've lost track of time. Now, if you're thinking, well, that doesn't sound too different from a gambling addiction, you're not wrong. In fact, various studies have drawn parallels between social media addiction and substance addiction. Both trigger the same reward pathways in the brain, causing feelings of pleasure and satisfaction. And just like with substance addiction, excessive use of social media can lead to negative consequences, such as social withdrawal, decreased productivity, and even mental health issues. The addictive nature of social media is a silent crisis that needs addressing. It's not just about limiting screen time or promoting digital detoxes. It's about acknowledging the powerful psychological pull of these platforms and finding ways to navigate this digital landscape in a healthier, more mindful way. Because ultimately, we're not just users. We're people, with real lives and real connections that extend beyond the confines of a screen. The addictive nature of social media is a silent crisis that needs addressing. Ever wondered why you can't finish your work on time? Your social media habits might be to blame. Now, don't get us wrong. Social media has its perks. It keeps us connected, informed, and provides a platform for self-expression. Yet, like most things, there's a flip side. One of the major drawbacks of social media is its impact on productivity. It's all too easy to slip into the rabbit hole that is social media, scrolling endlessly through posts and updates, and before you know it, hours have slipped away. Research has shown that excessive social media usage can lead to decreased productivity. It's not just a theory, it's a fact. A study conducted by the University of California revealed that those who regularly check social media during the workday were significantly less productive than their peers who limited their social media usage. And it's not just the workplace that's affected. The academic world is feeling the pinch too. A research study from the Miriam Hospital's Centers for Behavioral and Preventive Medicine found a link between the amount of time college students spent on Facebook and poor academic performance. The more time students spent scrolling, the lower their grades fell. It seems that social media has a way of pushing pressing tasks to the back burner. It's not just the time spent on social media that's the issue, it's the constant interruption. Every time you pick up your phone to check a notification, you're breaking your focus. It takes time to regain that concentration, further eating into your productivity. But remember, it's not about demonizing social media, it's about understanding its impact and finding a balance. Social media, like any tool, is as good or as bad as the person wielding it. It can be a platform for connection and creativity, or it can be a vortex of wasted time. So next time you find yourself reaching for your phone to check your social media, ask yourself, is this the best use of my time right now? Social media, while a powerful tool, can be a severe drain on our productivity if not managed properly. We've covered a lot today, so let's quickly recap the main points. To begin with, we delved into the shocking reality of our social media use. We spend an extraordinary amount of time scrolling, liking, and commenting, often without realizing how those minutes and sometimes hours add up. This constant involvement with the virtual world can lead us to lose track of the real one. We then peeled back the layers on the negative effects of social media on mental health. The constant comparison, the need for validation, and the artificial presentation of perfect lives can lead to feelings of inadequacy, anxiety, and even depression. Essentially, we're comparing our behind the scenes with everyone else's highlight reel, and that's a game we can never win. Next, we tackled the addictive nature of these platforms. The dopamine hits from likes and comments, the fear of missing out, and the endless scrolls all contribute to creating a habit that's hard to break. It's a digital trap, and we're the mice. Finally, we discussed the impact on productivity. The constant pings and flashes from our devices pull our attention away from tasks at hand, leading to fragmented focus and decreased productivity. We're essentially trading our dreams for memes, and that's a poor exchange rate. Now let's talk solutions. One effective strategy is setting time limits. Decide how much time you want to spend on these platforms each day and stick to it. Turn off unnecessary notifications. They're designed to pull you back in, so don't give them the power. Prioritize real-life interactions. Nothing beats a face-to-face conversation, a shared laugh, or a comforting hug. Remember, real life is happening off-screen, and it's beautiful. Consider a digital detox. A day, a weekend, a week without social media can do wonders for your mental health and productivity. You might be surprised at how much you can accomplish when you're not constantly checking your phone. Remember, social media should be a tool to enhance your life, not control it. Take back control today.